Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was.
I try to do something every time when you do an intro. I try to salute in the wave, but it seems
That's okay.
not very imaginative. So I thought I'd do the lock,
Oh, the lock, the hat lock.
the hat lock. Yeah,
That's all right.
Yeah.
Work on it. Maybe get better next video.
yeah. I need to look up cool in the book and see what other people do.
You used the term woke though the other.
I did.
Yeah.
I said I was woke, and I apparently a lot of people were keyed by that or triggered in a good way. I think, by
Yeah,
that.
people are starting to call you the woke
The
goat.
woke goat.
Then I have to get a new T-shirt that says woke.
Woke goat.
Woke goat.
Yeah, but I like to try to keep up with things, because I'm an old guy. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
you're
that.
pretty hip though. You had Facebook before me. You had Twitter before me.
there you go.
You're pretty current. You're hip.
I'm on the cutting edge, baby.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. All right,
Alrighty.
time for our playoff,
Woohoo.
total bracket predictions.
Brackets.
Now we make this video. This is probably gonna get a lot of views. Most of these videos do.
Yeah.
We make this with the intentions of doing this to have fun. We do not think we're gonna be right. We just do this for fun. So if you're watching this a year from now or 6 months from now, and you see us predicting a team that's we think is gonna do really well and they're doing really crappy, listen, it's no big deal. It's just we're just having some fun here. So
Yeah. So if you're planning on pre-writing your shady posts, so you still think Edmonton's going to make the playoffs, eh? Ha ha, you loser. Yeah, we're not really worried about it.
yeah.
Couldn't care less.
And that's what happened last year. I predicted Washington to win the Stanley
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
And immediately after the video, people were making fun of me and calling me names. And even halfway through the season, yada, yada, yada.
Where are you now, eh?
Look at me now. Anyway. So,
There.
kind of like our divisional prediction videos
Okay.
that we've done as far as points and alignment go. If you haven't
Right.
seen those, go watch those.
Right.
You kind of went first. Would you mind going first through this?
Not at all.
And revealing your
Happy
Stanley
to.
Cup winner? And
Sure.
then I'll do mine.
Okay. Based mainly upon my totals, but with a few little jigs and jags here and there, I have the following to offer. You want to do Atlantic Metro first and then do the western side, or
We'll do the East first.
do the East first? Okay. In the Metropolitan Division, I have Pittsburgh finishing first, Washington finishing second, and Philadelphia finishing third. So Washington and Philly would play each other, and Washington would play the wild card team, which I'll get to in a minute. In the Atlantic side, I have Tampa Bay finishing first, playing a wild card, and I have Toronto and Boston facing each other in the first round.
Oh, snap. A little bit of a rematch.
Yeah. The wild card teams I have are the Florida Panthers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I think that sets up a Florida-Tampa Bay first round and a Columbus-Pittsburgh first round.
Battle of the state of Florida.
Bingo. I'm dying for this.
All right.
Because did you see what they did for the exhibition schedule for the preseason?
I did not.
It basically was Florida-Tampa Bay, Florida-Tampa Bay, Florida-Tampa Bay, just back and forth. They just played each other. They played like 7 games or something in the preseason,
Wow.
just against each other. So they'll know each other fairly well.
All right.
I think it's a great rivalry. So from that, I have Toronto playing Florida in the first round. I think Florida's actually going to beat Tampa Bay. I think this is a freak prediction. Freak. Florida beats Tampa Bay in the second round, or in the first round rather, and goes to the second round.
All right. All right.
Toronto beats Boston. So it's Toronto, Florida. On the other side of the equation, I have Pittsburgh beating Columbus, and I have Washington beating Philly. So it's Pittsburgh against Washington.
Okay. This is interesting.
Out of that, I have Washington winning that series and going to the conference finals. And I have Toronto winning their series against Florida, going to the conference finals, setting up a Toronto-Washington Eastern Conference final, which I think will be won by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, very bold.
Very bold. Toronto Maple Leafs will play for the Stanley Cup this year from the East.
That is a very bold prediction.
I know, because it's just whimsy, right?
Okay.
It doesn't matter, because no one's really going to do anything based on what I say, because I don't know anything. But that's what I say for the East.
All right.
Alrighty? And for the West, I say it's going to be Winnipeg finishing first in the Central Division. Nashville and St. Louis will finish second and third, therefore face each other in the first round. Winnipeg will take on a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
In the Pacific Division, I have the San Jose Sharks winning that division, and I have Anaheim and Vegas playing each other in the first round. Anaheim will pick up Edmonton or San Jose rather, will pick up Edmonton in the first round as a wild card. I think Edmonton's just going to go whoop and make that wild card spot and play the Sharks. And I think Winnipeg is going to end up with Dallas. Winnipeg and Dallas playing in the first round.
Interesting.
I think that Winnipeg wins that first round series. And I think Nashville beats St. Louis. So they play each other.
Do you have Nashville facing Winnipeg in the second round?
I do. Nashville, Winnipeg. Yeah, did I not say that?
No, you did.
No, I have Winnipeg playing. Yeah, Winnipeg facing Nashville in the second round. Correct.
Yep.
Winnipeg will win that series. In the Pacific, I have the San Jose Sharks.
Yep, that's the first seed.
Is the first seed. And this is my Western whimsy. Edmonton beats San Jose in the first round. Edmonton beats San Jose and moves on to the second
Edmonton
round.
beats San Jose in the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it here first, and you heard it here last. You'll never hear it anywhere else again.
All right.
And Vegas wins their series against Anaheim. I think Anaheim
Vegas
is old and
versus
tired
Edmonton.
with it. Vegas versus Edmonton. I think as much as Edmonton's on a Cinderella run here in my mind, Vegas wins that series. So I got to come back to reality, right?
So you have Vegas and Winnipeg.
Vegas and Winnipeg
A Western Conference
rematch. And I think Vegas wins it again.
Oh, I think Vegas is going back to the finals?
I think Vegas is going back to the finals because they want another crack at the Stanley Cup, and they're going to play the Toronto Maple Leafs for the Stanley Cup.
Oh, snap. All right. So who do you think wins the Stanley Cup?
Toronto.
You think the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup?
You heard that here first.
Whoa.
Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup this season, and I hope they do. I'm a big, big, big Montreal fan. I know my team is out of it. I've cheered against the Toronto Maple Leafs all of my life. But I was behind a guy in the grocery store yesterday. He had a big, spanky, brand new Toronto Maple Leafs hat on, and I had my red Montreal Canadiens hat on.
Yeah.
And a real nice guy just in front of me, probably maybe 10 years older than me. So I could gauge how old he was the last time his team won the cup, and he would have been a teenager at most. And when his groceries all got onto the rubber mat thing, he took the little spacer that goes between people's groceries. He put it behind because he's a nice, courteous guy. And he turned back and nodded to me, and I said, "Nice hat." And he looked at me and he laughed. I said, "No, you're probably not going to take any fashion commentary from a guy wearing a hat like this." But we had a nice little conversation. I said, "Look, as much as I'm a Montreal fan, you Leafs fans have waited so long, and you have earned the right to have a good time this year."
It's true.
And you're gonna. And I really honestly hope, if my team can't win, and my team can't win this year, and I hope that prediction's wrong, really.
Won't be.
Hope they throw that in my face, because I'll be laughing all the way. I know. They can't win it. They can't even make the playoffs this year. They can't. So who would I want to win in their place? Toronto-Vegas would be such a great final, because I'd really be pulling for Toronto with some of my heart, definitely pulling for Vegas with other parts of my heart. So I would be happy whichever way that went. Just like this year with Vegas and the Capitals. I would have been okay either way.
It was a great year for hockey.
It was a great year for hockey. Next year's going to be even better. There you go.
Even better.
Boom.
All right, so my standings or my alignments are based completely upon our previous 4 videos. So if you've watched those, then you'll know my standings, and you'll know that why these teams play each other. I'm not just picking randomly here. So it's kind of important that you go back and watch the other videos first. So I have Toronto and New Jersey playing in the first round. I have Tampa Bay and Boston playing in the first round. I have Pittsburgh and Columbus playing each other. And I have Washington, Florida playing each other.
Okay.
In the Toronto-New Jersey series, I have Toronto beating New Jersey in a sweep. Toronto moves on. Tampa Bay and Boston, I have Tampa Bay defeating Boston.
All right.
Pittsburgh and Columbus, I have Pittsburgh once again defeating Columbus. Washington, Florida, I have Florida upsetting Washington and moving on.
And I had them upsetting Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Moving on.
So,
interesting.
Yes. Okay, round 2. Toronto versus Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay needs to win this year. They've come so close the past couple of years. So I have Tampa Bay defeating Toronto.
I think if they play each other, if your prediction on the matchup is right, I think you're right.
All right. So,
I think the only way Toronto gets through is if they don't face Tampa Bay.
So you need someone to upset Tampa Bay so Toronto doesn't have to play them.
Like when Montreal won the Cup in '93, the 3 teams that got knocked out by other teams on the way. Like Montreal ended up playing Buffalo, played the Islanders, instead of the teams that they beat, who would have beat Montreal.
Interesting.
So, anyway.
All right, so I have Tampa Bay moving on. And so Pittsburgh will play Florida in the second round. I have Florida upsetting Pittsburgh, which means Tampa Bay plays Florida in the conference finals.
Whoa!
That's so weird that we both had that. Because I didn't know your predictions and you didn't know mine.
Yeah.
But
The Battle of Florida.
Battle of Florida in the
I have them at a
finals.
later round. You have them. I have them earlier. You have them later.
Later, yeah. I think Florida is going to be the surprise team this year.
Wow.
But I still have Tampa Bay defeating Florida and moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So Tampa Bay in the finals. There's my East. In the West, I have Nashville playing Anaheim. I have Winnipeg playing Dallas. I think same as you.
Mm-hmm.
I have Vegas playing Los Angeles.
Okay.
I have San Jose playing Edmonton.
Oh, kind of the same repeat of.
A little bit, yeah. A lot of repeat series here. In the Nashville Anaheim series, I have Nashville moving on.
Mm-hmm.
In the Winnipeg Dallas series, I have Winnipeg moving on.
Right.
In the Vegas LA series, I have Vegas moving on.
Right.
And the San Jose Edmonton, I have San Jose winning.
Yes.
So in the second round, I have Nashville Winnipeg, rematch from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I have Vegas San Jose, rematch from last year. And the Nashville Winnipeg series, I have Nashville getting some revenge on Winnipeg and moving on. So I have Nashville in the conference finals. In Vegas and San Jose, I have San Jose getting revenge on Vegas and moving on. So San Jose versus Nashville in the conference finals.
That would be an awesome final.
Sure would.
That'd be amazing.
And I have San Jose defeating Nashville in the conference finals to go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So in my scenario, Tampa Bay would play San Jose. Now, I think it's gonna be a long series between Tampa Bay and San Jose, but ultimately Tampa Bay will be victorious. They will be victorious. They're my pick.
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa Bay Lightning, yeah.
So the only thing we both agree on is that the winner's going to be out of the East.
And wearing blue.
And wearing blue. That's right.
Blue and
Almost
white.
the same shade.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is pretty
So,
close. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think I'm going to be right as far as a lot of what I said, but do it because it's fun. And I think last year I got lucky with my prediction. But
Yeah. And that's interesting. Like we picked different teams to win the Stanley Cup. And that doesn't necessarily mean one of us is going to be wrong. It could mean that both of us are wrong. In fact, it's probably likely that both of us will be wrong.
very likely, actually. Yeah.
So it's all fun and games.
All fun and games, yeah. So I hope you guys do your prediction. I'm trying to figure out how to write down in a comment that it's easier to draw the bracket than it is to actually comment it in a comment. But if you want to take the time and kind of explain everything out and stuff in the comment, I'll definitely read it. I read all the comments. So make your predictions down below. Or if you don't want to do the whole bracket thing, that's a lot of work. Just tell me, who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup? Because last year we did this video and people told me who they think are going to win the Stanley Cup. And there's only a couple who got it right. And I made a follow-up video
All right.
and showing people who got it right in the comment section. And I'll do it again next year. So in a year from now, you'll see us reviewing this video and looking through the comment section. So don't edit your comment.
Don't.
Make your comment and leave it alone. Don't edit it, because then I don't know if you edit it from a year from now. And yeah, so don't edit it. You get it.
Understand?
Okay, I think that wraps up everything.
I think so.
I think we're done.
Then now, just because we've both told you who's going to win the Stanley Cup doesn't mean you shouldn't watch hockey all year long.
Yeah, I highly doubt that anyone's going to watch this and think, well, okay, well, I don't have to watch hockey.
Yeah.
No one's going to think that. So. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you could subscribe and check out our upcoming hockey videos throughout the season, that would be awesome. Our podcast is starting again soon. We have some other things in the pipeline coming up. So I appreciate you guys watching, and subscribe if you're not, and we'll catch you in a future video. Adios.